Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online. Myself Ishwara and I welcome you all in this particular series which we are running for especially for the RRB and the SSC JEE aspirants. Apart from that, if you're preparing for any other competitive exam, it may be the banking, it may be the SSC, it may be some state level examination, some central level based examination, some technical based examination where there's a section of these particular subjects, then you can follow these particular series. Apart from raising, we are also conducting these sessions on the different subjects, so you can also follow them. And don't forget to share these particular sessions with some persons you might know who are preparing for these competitive exams. So meanwhile the students are joining, I just want to let you share some important information that the ACE is giving to you. So basically ACE is giving few discounts on the pre-recorded courses. So they are giving the discount on the SSC CGL, and they're also giving the different subscription model, so you can enroll yourself accordingly. So basically they are giving a 25% discount if you will use this particular code while purchasing it. Apart from that, they are also giving a discount on the SSC paper 1 paper 2 for these specific branches. For again, there's subscription model, different subscription model, and you can use this particular code to get the offer. So what is the benefit of joining ACE? So basically they are offering you the experienced faculties, ask an expert, live doubt clearance, free online test series, which is very important if we are preparing for any of the competitive exam. Apart from that, the study material, this is again very important, because if we are preparing for any of the competitive exams, we should prepare it in a systematic way. So they are giving you full set of study material. So if you want to enroll in the different courses that they are offering, these are not the only two courses, they are offering the multiple courses. So what you can do, you can visit their website, which is nothing but www.ace.online. You can visit their website, and in the courses you can just scroll through the different courses, or you can also do one thing, you can just scan this QR code and you can move directly towards their app, right? So as we all know that in this particular session we are just going to discuss the topic of the reasoning, but here the topic that we are having is arithmetical problem. That means, so basically in the reasoning section we are having a small topic in which we need to discuss some of the concept, or we can say the basics of the quant section, the basics of the quant section. So here we are having the question in the term of the arithmetic way, and we just simply need to solve it. So let's see by taking the questions one by one, and let's see what kind of pattern we are having. And again, whatever the question that we are discussing in today's sessions are all of the PYQs, right? Previous year question. So let's start with the first one. So the first question says that Hari is twice as old as Johnny, who is 3 years older than Rahul. If Hari's age is 5 times Rahul's age, how old is Johnny? So basically we need to find out Johnny. So you also have to solve this particular question. I'm going to check your answers in the comment section. If you got the answer before I'll solve it on the board, you can just comment it down in the comment section, right? So here we are having three persons, the Hari, Johnny and the Rahul. So I can just assume that the age of the Johnny that we are having over here is X, maybe, right? I'm just assuming it as X. According to this, the age of Hari is nothing but 2x, as it is given that Hari is twice as old as Johnny, right? Now who is 3 years older than Rahul? So this is given for the Johnny, right? So I can just say that here, if I am having Rahul and I am just assuming it as Y, I can write it as Johnny is 3 years older than Rahul. So we can say that X is nothing but 3 plus Y, right? I can say it as 3 plus Y, or I can write it as X minus 3, right? I can also write it as X minus 3. Now it is given that if Hari's age is 5 times Rahul's age, okay? So according to the question, it is given that if Hari's age, that which is nothing but 2x, is nothing but the 5 times of Rahul's age, okay? So 5 times, you can take either this value or this value, it's all your choice. So I'm just taking this particular value. So here I am having 2x is equals to 5x minus 15. So here what we are having? We are having 3x is equals to 15, and the value of x that we are getting is of 5. And what we assumed over here, we just assumed how old is Johnny. Johnny is nothing but is of 5 years old. So it is not compulsory that every single time you need to take the multiple variables. You can also solve it with the help of the single variable, right? So all you need to do is you need to understand the language, and with the help of language you can easily able to solve it. If you are going to assume y over here, let's suppose if you are going to assume like 2x equals to 5y. Now again you need to create one more equation just to equate it, and after that only you can solve it, right? Or you can just take this, you can put this equation as first and this equation in second, and after that you are substituting the value, right? It's completely your choice, but according to me it's better to take single variable so that we can solve it in a better way, right? Let's move further. The next question says that x and her grandfather differ in their ages by 50 years. After 6 years, if the sum of their ages is 152, their present ages are. So basically what we need to do, we need to find out the present age. So just simply go through the question once and let me know if you got the answers of that, right? Okay. So how we are going to deal with it? Here we are having two persons. The first one is the x and the second person is the grandfather, right? Okay. So the question is saying that if I'm just going to find out the difference in between these two. So right now the difference in their ages of 50 years, right? Okay. After 6 years, okay. So I can say that if I'm putting it as x, so I can put it as x plus 50. I can put it as x plus 50, right? So according to the question, it says that if x plus 6, as we are talking about after 6 years, so we need to add 6 in it, and plus x plus 50, it is the previous age, plus 6, right? The sum of these two is nothing but equal to 152, right? Okay, so here what we are having? We are having 2x plus 50 plus 12 is equals to 152, right? So here what we can do, we can just put these numbers over this side and we will put the variable towards one side. So we can say that 2x is nothing but, here we are having 152 minus 12 minus 50, right? As I subtract 12 from it, I'll get 140 minus 50, which is nothing but 90. So 2x is nothing but equal to 90, and the value of x that we are getting over here is of 45. The value of x that we are getting over here is of 45. And what we need to do, we need to calculate the present ages, and the present ages that we assumed over here is of x and the x plus 50. So the age of x, or we can say the present age of x, is nothing but the 45 years old, and the grandfather is nothing but 45 plus 50, which is nothing but the 95, which is nothing but option number C is the correct one. Option number C is the correct one. Is it clear? It's very simple, right? Next one. The next question says that a bus leaves Delhi with half the number of women as men. At Merit, 10 men got down and 5 women get in. Now, there are equal number of men and women. How many passengers boarded in the bus initially at Delhi? So here what you need to do, you just need to put the different variables for the males and the for the females, or you can say for the men and the women, and accordingly you need to make an equation, and after that you can get the value over here. Okay. As the first line says that a bus leaves Delhi with half the number of women as men. Okay. So according to this, we can say that here If I want to assume, I can assume that the number of women that we are having in the bus at the Delhi, or at the initial point we are having, is of X. Now the number of men that we are having is of 2x. As you will see here, the first line is satisfied. A bus leaves Delhi with half the number of women as men. Right? Okay. Now, at merit, 10 men get down and 5 women get in. Okay. 10 men get down. Okay. So, according to the quotient, we can say that initially we are having 2x men. Out of that, 10 men get down and 5 women get in. X plus 5. After happening of this situation, what happened? Now there are equal number of men and the women. That means this is equal. If this is equal, we can just simply say that x is nothing but equal to 15. We just simply transfer this value over this side and this value over this side, right? So here we are getting x equals to 50. Now we need to find out how many passenger boarded the bus initially at Delhi. So how many passenger we are having? We are having 3x in total, and we just simply put the value of x over here. So 3 into 15, which is nothing but, here we are having 45 persons. Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. It's a very easy one. All we need to do is we just simply need to understand the question, or we can say the language of the question, and accordingly we can easily able to solve it, right? Next. Okay, so the next question says that find out the correct answer for the unsolved equation of on the basis of the given equation. So here we are having some clues. So what we need to do, we just simply need to understand what is the logic behind it, and once we will get the logic, we can easily able to solve it. So it is given that if 6 asterisk 5, or you can also say it as multiplication, is equals to 91, we know that the actual value of this one is 30, but it is written as 90. So what is the logic behind it? 8 asterisk 7, 169, 10 asterisk 7, 211. Then in the similar way, we need to find out 11 asterisk 10 is equals to what. So this is a question that you are having. Now what you need to do, you just simply need to get the answer. So what is the logic behind this one? Okay, so let's start solving this particular question and let's see what is the logic behind it. So initially it is given that 6 asterisk 5, which is nothing but given as 91. Now we know that in the normal format, if we do multiply 6 into 5, we are getting 30, right? We are getting 30. Now if you will see these numbers, somewhere this number is nearly multiple of this number, because we know that if I multiply this number by 3, or I'll just change the color of my pen so that you people can easily able to differentiate it. So what I'm trying to say, if I multiply this number by 3, what I'm getting 90, and if I add 1 in it, I'll get the same answer that we are having over here, right? So basically what I did, I just multiply these two numbers, whatever the answer we are getting, I just simply multiplied by 3 and I have added 1 in it, right? But I have to check the same logic with the other one also. So here we are having 8 into 7. 8 into 7 is nothing but 56. 56 into 3. So if you will solve this, here we are having 168. And 168 plus 1 is nothing but 169, which is nothing but mentioned over here, right? Now 10 into 7 is nothing but 70. 70 into 3 is nothing but 2110. 2110 plus 1 is nothing but 211, which is nothing but given over here. So basically whatever the logic that we have seen over here is applicable. So we should apply the same logic over here also. So this one, 11 into 10, which is nothing but 10, and multiplied by 3, which is nothing but 330 plus 1, that means the answer is 331. The correct answer over here is your 331. That means option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one. Is it clear? It's a very simple one. All we need to do is we just simply need to understand, or we need to crack the logic once. Once we are done with it, we can easily able to get the answers, right? Next. Okay, so the next question says that 2 years ago, a mother was 4 times as old as her son. 6 years ago from now, her age will become more than double her son's age by 10 years. Okay. What is the present ratio of their ages? So, here what you need to do, you just simply need to understand the language first. Once you will get the language, you can easily able to solve the question over here. So how we are going to attempt this? Here for initially we are talking about the past 2 years ago, and after that we are just talking about the further, or we can say the future situation. Okay, let's try to solve this. So here we are having two persons, son. We are just assuming the age of son is S, and here we are having the mother, so we are just assuming the age of the mother is M, right? Okay, so according to the question, 2 years ago, okay, so S minus 2 and M minus 2, we are talking, these are the present ages, and we are talking about the 2 years ago situation. Okay, 2 years ago a mother was 4 times, okay, a mother was 4 times as old as his son. This is the first equation that we got. According to this, we can say that 4s minus 8 is equals to m minus 2, right? So what we can write, if in the terms of s you have to write, you can write it 4s is equals to m plus 6, or if in the terms of m you have to write, you can write 4s minus 6 is equals to m, right? These are the two equations that you can write. Now 6 years from now, okay, 6 years from now, that means s plus 6 and the m plus 6, right? These are the present ages, and now we are talking about the future things. 6 years from now, her age will become more than double her son's age by 10. Okay, so double by 10. This is the further equation that we are having, right? So we can write it as 2s plus 12 plus 10 is equals to m plus 6, right? So here we can write it as 2s plus 22 is equals to m plus 6. So here we can write 2s, and I'll just transfer this 6 to this side, this 6 to this side, and here what I'm getting 16 plus 16 is equals to m. Now if you will see, here we are having m and m, so I can just relate the values. So I can write it over here as 2s plus 16 is nothing but equals to 4s minus 6. So I'll just transfer this 6 over this side and this 2s over this side. So ultimately we are having 16 plus 6 is nothing but equals to 4s minus 2s, right? So here we are having 22 is nothing but 2s, and the value of s that we are getting over here is 11. Once we will get the value of s, we just simply substitute it either in this value or some other equation, maybe this equation or this equation, and you will get the value, right? So here if the value of s is this one, then 4 into 11 minus 6 is equals to m. So here we are having 44 minus 6. which is nothing but equal to 38, which is nothing but the age of the mother, right? So we got the present ages is nothing but 11 and 38, and what we need to do, we just simply need to find out the ratio, right? And the present age ratio that we are having is over here is 38 ratio 11. Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one, right? It's very easy one. All we need to do is we just simply need to go with the language that we are having, and accordingly we just get the answer, right? Next. The next question says that some equations are based on the basis of the certain system. Using the same pattern, solve the unsolved equation. So again, we are having a similar kind of question where we are having some equation, and what we need to do, we just simply need to understand the concept first, and after that only we can just solve with the equation, right? Okay. So the question is saying that if 10 minus 3 equals to 12, 12 minus 4 equals to 13, 14 minus 5 is equals to 14, then what is 16 minus 6 is equals to? So how we are going to solve this? It's very easy. If you will see, this is a very easy question. 10 minus 3, in actual it is 7, right? But here we are having 12, but here we are having 12. The difference in between them is of plus 5, right? Next, 12 minus 4 is nothing but 8, but here it is given as 13. Again the difference is of plus 5. 14 minus 5 is equals to nothing but 9, but here it is given as 14. Again there's a difference of plus 5. 16 minus 6 is equals to 10, and here we are having plus 5. So answer should be 15, right? And here we are having it in our option number B. So here we are having just simply a difference of plus 5 in the answer. So we can just simply observe it and we can solve it, right? Next one. The next question says that some questions are solved on the basis of certain system. Identify that operation and find out the correct answer from the 4 responsive given. Now this time what we are having A equals to 14, and we are having 290 in the bracket, and then we are having 15, B 16, 330, 17, C 18, and we need to figure out this value, and here we are having 90. So just simply try to figure out what answer you are having, and after that once you will get it, you need to figure out the value of the question mark. So what answer you people are getting? The logic is very simple. If you will see the numbers carefully, you can easily able to solve the answer. Look here, if you will see here, we are having A is nothing but 14, 290 and the 15, right? Okay. Now if you will like add these particular values, the corners value first. So 14 plus 15, what value you are getting? You are getting 29, right? 29, and if you multiply this particular number, you will get the middle number that you are having, 290, right? Okay. Now B is nothing but 16, 330, and here you are having 17. I again add these values, 16 plus 17, it is nothing but equals to 33. 33 into 10, again you will get the same value, which is nothing but the 330. So I'll just simply apply the same logic with this one. So C equals to 18, the question mark, and the 19. So I just simply have to add 18 plus 19, right? So here we are having the value 27. 27 into 10, right? Not 27, sorry, 37. You can just see it 18, 8 and 8, that is nothing but 16, 16, and here we are having one more 17. 7 and the 1 is carry forward, so 3 and into 10. So basically the answer should be 370. The answer of this question mark is nothing but 370. Option number D is the correct one. Option number D is the correct one, right? Next. The next question says that Mr. and Mrs. Gopal have two daughters and each daughter has one brother. Okay. How many persons are there in the family? It's a very simple one. It's just a simple question of the blood relation along with some English, and you can easily able to understand the language, as we only need to find out the number of the members in the family. So what is the answer? It may be 8, 6, 7 or 5. It's very simple. So here we know that here Mr. and Mrs. Gopal. So there are two persons, Mr. and Mrs. Gopal have two daughters. Two daughters, and each of them is each daughter has one brother. That means there are 5 persons. So you can see that here we are having Mrs. Gopal and Mr. Gopal, right? They are having two daughters and each of them is having one brother. This girl or this daughter is having one brother, this daughter is also having one brother. So how many persons we are having? We are having 5 persons in the family. It's very simple, right? Next. The next question says that Naresh age is 4 years less than twice the age of his brother. Which of the following represents the equation to find his age? It's a very simple one. Here you are having the equations and you only need to find out what is the law, what is the way to write the Naresh age. Let's suppose the age of the brother that we are having is over here is X. I'm just assume that the age of the brother is X. Now if I want to write down the Naresh age, it's nothing but twice the age of his brother and 4 years less. That means option number D is the correct one. That means option number D is the correct one. It's very easy, right? It's very easy. Next. The next question says that the sum of the ages of father and son presently are 70 years. After 10 years, the son's age is exactly half of the father's age. Okay. What are their ages now? So basically, now that means we need to find out the present ages. We need to find out the present ages, right? So what is the correct answer that we got over here? Okay, so here we can just say that the sum of the ages of father. Okay, so I'm just assuming the present age of father is F and the present age of son is S. So it is nothing but equal to 70 right now, right? It is equals to 70 right now. Now after 10 years, that means we are talking about the future thing. So F plus 10 and here S plus 10. Right? These are the ages of the father and the son after 10 years. The son's age is exactly the half of the father's age. Okay. So you can either put 2 over here, right? Or you can write it in this way also. Right? You can write it in this way also. Both are correct. It's completely your choice in which way you are writing, right? Okay. So we can write F plus 10 is equals to 2S plus 20. Now, if we are having this equation, so we can say that if we can just put it like F is equals to 70 minus S. Right? We can put it like this. So instead of writing this over here, I can just put 70 minus s plus 10 is equals to 2s plus 20, right? I'll just transfer this 20 also this side and this s over that side. So 70 plus 10 minus 20 is equals to 2s plus s, right? So here you are having 60. 60 is equals to 3s, and the value of s that we got over here is of 30. If the present age of the son is 30, then you can easily able to find out the present age of father, right? But here we are not having this as our option. That means we have done some mistake. Okay, so what mistake we have made over here? 70. Okay, that's right. We got it 70. So here father plus 10 after 10 years. Okay, so basically we both need to add the. Okay, so 2s plus 20 f plus this s minus 70 minus s. Yes, we substituted it, plus 10 is equals to 2s plus 20. Okay, so here we got 80, 80 and the 60. 60, yes. Okay, so wait. I made a mistake over here. It's not 30. Here we got s is equals to 20, right? S equals to 20. I made a mistake. So these three options are eliminated. So this is the only option. And once you will put this value over here, f plus s is equals to 70, and you will put value 20 over here, you will ultimately get the value of father is 50, right? Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. Clear? Next. The next portion says that a bus left with some definite number of passengers. At the first stop, half of the passenger left the bus and 35 boarded the bus. Okay. At the second stop, 1/5 of the passenger left and 40 boarded the bus. Okay. Then the bus moved with 80 passenger towards its destination. So in the ending, or we can say at the end of the second stop, we are having the 80 passenger, okay, and out of that 40 boarded in the last. Okay, that means whatever the value that we are having over here is of 40. 40 plus 40, 80, right? Okay, next. Towards its destination without stopping anywhere, how many passengers were there originally? Okay. So initially I'm just assuming that here I'm having the x passengers. This is the only way through which we can able to solve it. At the first stop, okay, at the first stop. At the first stop, what is the situation? Initially we are having the x passengers in our bus, right? At the first stop, the half of the passenger get down. So we are left with this, right? Half of the passenger left the bus, that means we are left with this one, and 35 boarded in it, plus 35. Okay, now we are running with these number of passengers, right? We are running with these number of passengers. Now at the second stop, 1/5 of the passenger left. 1/5 of what? 1/5 of this one. Okay, at second stop, at second stop, 1/5. That means if 1/5 left, that means we are still left with the 4/5, right? We are still left with 4/5 of this one, right? We are still left with this one, and 40 boarded, plus 40 boarded in it. Now the question is saying that the final value of this particular thing is nothing but equals to 80, right? So we can say that the value of this particular thing is also equal to 40, as 40 plus 40 equals to 80. So we just simply need to solve 4/5 x by 2 plus 35 is equals to 40. We just simply need to solve this particular thing. Here we got 10, here this x by 2 plus 35 is nothing but 50. I just transfer this 5 over this side and we will get 50, right? So here x by 2 is equals to 50 minus 35, right? So x by 2 is equals to 15 over here. We got the 15 over here. As you will subtract, you will get 15. Now the value of x that we got over here is of 30 passengers. Are we having this in our options? Yes, we do have that. That means your option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. It's a very easy one. All we need to do is we just simply need to understand the language. Once we are done with the language, then we can easily able to solve any of the questions, right? Clear? Right? Let's move further. Let's see what is the next question we are having. So the next question says that there are 3 baskets of fruits. First basket had twice the number of the fruits in the second basket. Okay. Third basket has 3 by 4th of the fruits in the first. Okay. The average of the fruits in all the basket is 30. What is the number of the fruits in the first basket? It's a very simple one. Basically, we need to use the concept of the average over here. And we know that what the concept of the average says, that average is nothing but sum of all the observations divided by the number of observations. Right? You just simply need to use this particular formula, and please do let me know what answer you people are getting. And meanwhile, I'll also try to solve this particular question. I'm just assuming that these are the 3 baskets that we are having. Right? These are the 3 baskets that we are having. This is the first basket, this is the second one, and this is the third one, right? According to the question is saying that first basket has twice the number of the fruits that the second is having. I'm just assuming that it is having x fruits, right? So it should be 2x, the twice of the what the second is having, right? Third basket is having 3 by 4th of the fruits in the first. Okay, 3 by 4th of the first, right? So here we are having 2. So here we are having 3 by 2x. These are the values we are having. Now, according to the question, the average of this one, that means 2x plus x plus 3 by 2x divided by 3 is nothing but equal to 30. This is what we are having in the question, and we just simply need to solve this just to get the value of x, right? So we can say that here we are having 3x plus 3 by 2x is equals to 30 into 3, right? I can write it in this way. I'll just take the LCM over here. As the LCM is 2, so I'll just put 2 over there. So here we are having 6x plus 3x is equals to 30 into 3 into 2. I'll just take the LCM and I'll just transfer the denominator towards this side, so it will become in the numerator, right? So it will become 9x. 9x is nothing but 30, or you can write it as 90 into 2, right? Once you will see these number, you can easily able to cancel out. Here we are having a value 10. So x is nothing but 20, and what we need to do, we need to find out what is the number of the fruits in the first basket. It is nothing but 2x. That means here we are having 40. Option number D is the correct one. Option number D is the correct one. If we need to find out the number of fruits in the second basket or in the third basket, we can also find out that also. As we got the value of x, we only need to substitute it, and once we will substitute, we can easily be able to get the answers as well, right? Next. Okay, so the next question says that in a double track rail route, the 2 trains start simultaneously from the opposite stations. That means they are moving in the opposite directions, 200 kilometers apart. The train A runs westwards at the speed of 50 kilometers per hour, and the opposite train B runs eastwards at 40 kilometers per hour. After 3 hours, what will be the distance between these 2 trains? What we need to do, we just simply need to find out the difference in between the 2 trains, and here we are having the options are 30, 50, 80 and the 70. It's a very easy one. So what answer we are getting over here? We just simply need to use the concept of the relative speed over here. Once you will use that, you can easily able to get the answers. If you don't know the concept of relative speed, then also you can easily able to find out the distance in between the two trains. This question is very easy, very easy. If you know the concept of relative speed, then you can directly able to solve it. If you don't know, then also you can able to solve it. Okay, let's try to solve it. So the question is saying that here we are having two stations. These two stations are 200 kilometers apart. There's one train which is moving towards this side and it is speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Right, and this train which is moving in this side is moving in the 40 kilometers per hour. Right, now the relative speed says that whenever the trains are moving in the opposite direction, we need to add the value. So relative speed is nothing but 50 plus 40 is nothing but 90 kilometers per hour, is nothing but the 90 kilometers per hour. So okay, so what distance they will cover in 3 hours, as we need to find out after 3 hours. In 3 hours, with such speed, they can able to cover a distance of 270 kilometers. So this is the extra distance, which is nothing but the distance in between the trains. So distance covered, distance in between the trains, after 3 hours is nothing but 270 minus 200 is nothing but of 70 kilometers. Is of 70 kilometers. Option number D is the correct one. Option number D is the correct one. But what if I don't know the concept of the relative speed? Then I can't able to solve it. No, we can. So here, what you can see here, let's suppose we are having this distance is 200 kilometers, right? Okay, so here there's a one train which is moving with 50 kilometers per hour, right? And there's one another train which is moving with the 40 kilometers per hour. Okay, so you can say that if we are talking about this train which is moving with the 50 kilometers per hour in 3 years, how much distance it can able to cover? 3 into 50, which is nothing but speed into time, and it is nothing but 150 kilometers. So we can say that it will reach somewhere over here. It will reach somewhere over here at a point of 150 kilometers. Right? If we are talking about the second train, so in 3 hours, how much distance it can able to cover? So time into speed, which is nothing but 120 kilometers. So it is running somewhere over here, 120 kilometers, right? Okay, now what we need to do, we need to find out the distance in between the trains, right? So if you will subtract these, then also then you can't able to find it. But what you can see here, how much the remaining distance that you are having, the remaining distance that you need to cover to reach or to cover 200 kilometers is nothing but 80, and here the distance is of 50, right? So 80 plus 50 is nothing but 130. So that means they need to cover 130, and we just simply subtract 130 from 200, and ultimately we will get the 70 kilometers. So the distance between them is of 70 kilometers. So you can solve it in either of the way, but according to me, this approach or this way is quite easier, and we can easily able to solve it, because this concept we are also using in the concept of speed, time and distance, right? Next, The next question says that the sum of the numbers and its reciprocal is 17 by 4. Find the numbers. So what are the numbers? You can do one thing, you can either go with the hit and trial or you can just solve it. And if you will see the number carefully, then you can also able to get the answers very easily. It's a very easy question. What answer you people are getting? Okay, so here as we are having 17 by 4 in the denominator, we are having 4, so there are very high chances that either of the answer is correct, and 90% chances this is the correct one, right? Now if you will see, if I assume that x is my number, then the reciprocal of this one is x, and it is nothing but 17 by 4, and this can be written as 4 plus 1 by 4. If you will see here, you will take 4 as a common and it will become 16 plus 1, and ultimately you will get the answer. It's a very easy one. Option number B is the correct one. If you will see the denominator, then you can easily able to say that this is the correct answer. Option number B is the correct one. This is a very easy one, right? Next. Okay, so the next question says that an official meeting is attended by 130 department employee. Of them 66 drink tea, 56 drink coffee, and 63 drink juice. 27 drink either tea or coffee, 25 can drink coffee or juice, and 23 drink juice and tea. Okay, 5 employee can drink any of the 3. How many drink only tea? So this is a very easy question. All you need to do is you need to work on the Venn diagram, right? With the help of the Venn diagram, you can easily able to solve this one. So what answer you people are getting? Okay, so I'm just trying to draw the Venn diagram. So here the people who will drink tea, coffee, and the juice, right? Tea, coffee, and the juice, right? Okay, so here it is clearly given that 5 employees can drink any of the 3. That means here we are having value 5, right? Okay, now it is given that 27 drink either tea or coffee. That means the value of this particular thing is 27. The value of this particular thing is 27, and we already written, or we already used 5 over here. That means 27 minus 5, it's nothing but 22. So we are left with the people 22 who can only able to drink tea or coffee. Here if you will see, we need to play with the language. It is given that 27 can either drink tea or coffee. That means these persons are also included, and these are the 22 person who can only drink tea or coffee, right? In the similar way, it is given that 25 can drink coffee or juice. That means the value of this one is 25. So if 5 is over here, that means we need to put 20 over here. Next, 23 can drink juice and tea, this value, right? So here we are having 18, right? Now if you will see here, we are having the rest values as well. Now we need to find out who are drinking only tea. We need to find out this one. The complete value of this circle, the complete value of this particular circle is nothing but given as 66, right? Now 66, and we need to subtract this one. 66 minus 22, which is nothing but 44. 44 minus 18, as we need to subtract the values. So here what you are having, we are having 6, and here 26, and 26 minus 5, that means 21. We are having 21 employees or 21 persons who are drinking only tea. That means option number A is the correct one. In the similar way, if I have to find out how many persons who are drinking only coffee, so I can just simply write it as 56 minus 22 plus 5 plus 20. This is my answer. And juice, and they are nothing but 63 minus 18 plus 5 plus 20. And ultimately we will get our answers. Ultimately we will get our answers. Clear? It's very easy, right? Next. The next question says that in a retail shop, there were 54 cupboards. In each cupboard, 28 racks were made. In each rack, 10 boxes were kept. In each box, 10 shirts were packed. One day, 500 boxes were sold and 250 boxes were purchased. How many shirts were there on that day? So basically, we need to find out how many shirts are there on that particular day. So first, we need to find out how many shirts are there. So how we are going to find out the number of shirts? So the number of shirts. So the number of shirts can be written as, we are having 54 cupboards. In the 54 cupboards, we are having in each cupboard 28 racks. Okay. And in 28 racks, each rack we are having 10 boxes, and each box we kept 4 shirts, right? These are the number of shirts we are having. Now, on that day, it is given that we have sold 500 boxes, and in each boxes we are having 4 shirts, and we added, like we are solding 500 boxes and we are purchased 250 boxes. That means we need to subtract 250 boxes, that means into 4, right? And ultimately, once we will solve these particular values, we will get the answers. So I'm just putting this value as S, right? I'm just putting this value as it's your task to solve it. So here what we are getting 2000 minus 1000, it is nothing but 1000. So on this day, so the number of shirts sold on that day is nothing but S minus 1000. This will be my answer. So basically what you need to do, you just simply need to find out the value of this one first. Once you will get this, you can easily able to subtract 1000 from it and you will get your answers, right? Next. So basically this question is for your homework. It's a very easy one. So the question is saying that the present ages of 3 friends are in the proportion 6:7:8. 5 years ago, that means we are talking about the past, the sum of their ages was 48. It's very simple. We can just put it as 6x minus 5 plus 7x minus 5 plus 8x minus 5 is equals to 48. You just simply need to solve this particular equation and you can easily able to get the present ages, as the present ages is nothing but 6x, 7x and the 8x. This is for your homework, right? This question is for your homework, right? Next, this question is also for your homework. So the question is saying that in a row, 25 trees are planted at equal distance from each other. The distance from each other, the distance between first and the 25th tree is 30 meters. What is the distance between third and the 15th tree? So the question is very simple. Again, this question is again for your homework. So what you need to do, you need to solve these two questions and you will let me know your answers in the comment section, right? So with this one, I'm just winding up this lecture over here only. The students who joined in the ending, again, there's one important update for you. ACE is offering few discounts on the pre-recorded course. So if you are preparing for the SSC CGL or SSC JEE paper 1, paper 2, then you can just go to their website, or you can also scan this particular QR code where you can just scroll through the different courses and you can avail the discounts that they are offering, right? So with this one, I'm just winding up this lecture over here only. We'll meet in the next one. Till then, keep smiling, stay safe, bye bye, and thank you so much for watching this video.